you're doing well. We'll start with gold, and basically we made a buy, and we can see the respect on that candle wick, which I'll show you. It's really spooky, and I think there's definitely something to do with these punishment zones. So they'd sold it in this candle here. Now you can see the reaction on it, that wick. So it's going to be a support because they sold it. So price came up just to tease them, and they're probably going to rally. We've got a little bit of resistance here at 2020, 2017. I was saying, you know, short below 2017, 2012. Would have done quite nice. Looks like we had a channel break. Quite a clean channel, actually. So technically, it's okay. We are a buy at the big picture, and they've sold it on the dynamic across time. So that adds to the big picture. So you could potentially look for a long with a stop at 1990. Potentially. We could even have this out as a trade idea. What we'll do, we'll look at the Patreon video today. We'll look at gold and we'll look at the stop loss clusters. But this could be a good long. Okay, so just bear in mind, technically we had a channel break, and we are making a buy on the time there. So that's the time and the flow of positioning across time. So potentially it's going to come up, and we'll probably come up to 2020, I think, and be a little bit of resistance there. S&P, we've got like an overlap. So yeah, basically we got a box we can create here. So here, isn't it? So rectangle, snap, that's fine. Oh God, this is quite annoying. Rectangle. Right, so where are we? Here, isn't it? So quite tricky to map that. It's maybe here-ish. I guess we can take that bottom wick, can't we? It makes sense. So it's a crossover over a couple of hours here, and that's what this means. So currently, we're sort of got like an overlap, like a bit of a mixed message, basically. So I think it's about there. So we've got like a resistance and support, but we've got a resistance here. But the thing is, you probably should be coming up higher because we're at the big picture we're buy. So we probably should be overcoming this resistance at 4140. It's going to be a lot easier once we've cleared that, because that can be your stop loss, 4125. Okay, nice tight stop, get a good R, and that's happy days. So currently chopping a little bit, and fairly strong resistance up there. US 30. I can't guarantee we're going to spot anything in the Patreon video. It might be the case we're not going to have any trade ideas, but we can certainly have a look. So US 30 is sideways, pretty much, technically. Sentimentally, fairly sideways, although they have sold it here. Yeah, so that's slightly naughty in so much that it fell, so they got paid. Sold it. So this move here could have been like a little trap. So when it favors them, when it favors their bias, it can be a trap, because they think, oh, this is okay, this is going to fall, and then I'll let it ride, and then they think it's going to do this, and then they'll probably come back to their phone because they'll be working full time, and they'll think, oh well, oh God, it's going against me. Oh, what shall I do? Shall I hold on? Shall I get out? And so that's probably what's going to happen. It sometimes price favors their bias just so that they hold on, and they think, oh, it will fall eventually, right? It's going to fall. We've got CPI tomorrow. I'll hold on to my drawdown. It's going to fall. But if a million people do think that, then it's going to be quite bad. But we have got resistance here: 33635, 33458. So currently above that, be a little bit easier. You could have that as a stop loss placement, but it's quite wide. For me, that's a little bit too wide, but a decent place for a stop anyway. So we won't have a trade set up on this because it's very volatile, and we've got the CPI tomorrow. And it might be that these guys are going to be momentarily paid, but it's going to be by the dip, on Thursday or Friday. I'm not sure about Thursday, because I think Thursday is going to be a hangover, because tomorrow is going to be pretty crazy, I think. So what have we done? Let's look at DAX, and this is what I mean. We might get a strong crossover. So we see the strength of the MA, and the strength of the SSI. All right, so when these two lines meet, it's going to be a sell, and so it might be that this is going to be a resistance. So we really don't want them to be buying up here. We want them to be selling if you're long. Okay, so it's difficult to say. They might sell it. It looks like they're just going long ever so slightly, so could be a good resistance here. But really, we should be coming up higher. But look how skewed we are. There's only 16% of longs, and the bears are going to get absolutely squished. So today, tomorrow, we're going to see another extermination event, and you'd think maybe the bears would give up, but it looks like they started selling it here. All right, as covered by yesterday's video. So I'm going to wrap up now, and we can look at some Patreon video where we'll look at the stop loss clusters and the ATR metrics and things, and see if we can spot anything. It might be the case there isn't any trade setups, because at the end of the day we've got a trade of the day running anyway, but see if we can spot anything. There might be something where we've got a decent setup from a risk reward perspective. So let's see how we go. And remember, it's a fairly quiet day, well, for me, for trading tomorrow, but it'd be very busy on the calendar. So if you can try and wrap up before tomorrow, it might be an idea. I plan to be flat by the end of tonight, I think. I'm just going to wrap up, and then I'm going to resume trading on Thursday, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'll speak to you guys soon.